Anyway, speaking of lists, you're top of the list on my quarantine conversations, and I'm checking you off. Rachel, hello.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Hi. It's good. Today's been good.
What today? Why has today been good versus other days?
Well, I woke up and I haven't really done much else besides this so far.
Yeah,
So that's kind of nice.
I like how you said I woke up. Like that's it. I woke up. Normally I don't.
Yep.
Normally I just stay in bed all day. And you're not.
Well,
Are you on spring break right now? Or are you
yeah.
not on spring break?
Technically, yes, this is my spring break.
Got it. How's that?
I can't really go anywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But that's fine. I don't think I was planning on going anywhere.
No big beach trip. No big fun trip. Just you were gonna be home anyway.
I think my initial plan was just to be home and hang out with friends, and so I can do one of those things.
Yeah, totally. Have you had a hard time with the quarantine stuff, or do you like your family enough where it's like, okay, this is decent?
I like my family, so that's a good thing. I think what makes it hard for me though is not being able to see people or feeling
for sure.
I don't know, just kind of trapped. I like staying home if there's a day, but I want to stay home from school, and I do it's kind of an exciting thing. But then if I'm forced to stay home, it feels very different.
Yeah, I bet.
So,
and that's funny. So you're saying that the fact that you're forced to stay home just changes the dynamic and the landscape of being home. That's wild. And it's just crazy. We don't have any categories for this.
Mm-mm.
Those wind chimes sound beautiful, by the way.
I put them up last week.
Oh,
They're
really?
so nice.
That's when
I don't know if you can see them.
I can't.
Over there
I can see them. They're right there. A nice little quarantine project. What other projects have you been doing since you started quarantine?
I've baked a lot of cookies.
I have started baking as well.
I saw that you made bread. Do
you want to see? I made a loaf yesterday. Can I show you my new loaf?
Yes, please.
Okay. So this one we gave away a lot of the bread because it was such a big loaf. But so this is the remnant of it. So it was a nice crusty artisan loaf, and you can tell it's not underbaked. It has a nice spring back to it, and it's so crusty and good. I might do a bake show while we're on quarantine here. Just tell students about it. So you've been baking a lot of cookies. Sorry, I totally just hijacked that. What kind of cookies we've been making?
I kind of missed a little bit of what you just said.
I said, what kind of cookies have you been making?
All I know is that you want to make a bake show.
I do want to make a bake show, but what kind of cookies have you been baking? Oh no, are we out?
What kind of cookies have I been making?
Yeah, what kind of cookies?
Cookies. Okay.
Yes,
so I made chocolate chip the first time, and then I made oatmeal chocolate chip because those are healthy.
Controversial.
Those are the only two kinds of cookies I've made so far.
Do you have a something you want to make that feels advanced, but now that you have time to actually bake, you're going to try to tackle it?
It's a good question. I've made a layered cake one time before, and that went over really well.
That's very impressive.
My family doesn't like to eat the cake, and so I feel like it's just me eating it. They'll eat the cookies, so that's why I make the cookies.
That's good. That's good.
Cake pops are also fun to make.
Oh, I've made cake pops before. That's awesome. Well, look at you just baking and putting up wind chimes. Very Disney movie vibes over there with you.
It is a Disney movie.
It's been awesome. So you said it's been hard not being able to see people and hang out with people. So what are some things that you've been doing to fight against isolation?
I think I've been texting people a lot. Hopefully they don't get bothered by it. I mean, they're not doing anything else. So yeah. I have been playing a lot of games with people. I try to get my house involved, my family. It was my birthday a couple days ago, and so it was really easy to get them involved in games because they were like, yeah, sure, and everyone do.
That's your birthday wish.
And then I just want to keep playing,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're fun.
What are some games we're playing?
Mostly Jackbox games.
Oh,
Quiplash.
Huge.
Drawful.
We all love it.
There's a t-shirt one that was really fun.
What is that?
Party Pack 3.
What's t-shirt one?
It's TK. I don't know. It's in the third party pack.
What is the premise of the game?
You submit drawings to go on t-shirts, and then you also submit slogans to go on the bottom, and then you mix and match them with whatever they give you, and then you try to make a winning t-shirt idea.
Now that is fun, and I really like that idea because I'm always saying we got to put stuff on t-shirts, And so that feels really, really, really right up my alley.
Yeah, this is your game.
I love it. What about like the FaceTime and the house party stuff? Have you been doing stuff like that?
I've done a little bit of house party, a couple of FaceTimes, not like as much as you would think, I guess, in this time. But I want to do more house parties. I'm trying to get people involved. I think it's hard to know like when people are doing school or work or not. So I'm just like, hey, whenever you're ready.
That's fun. Have you been surprised with the things that have been easier for you? Like I was talking to someone recently, they're like, I'm not normally like a prayer, but because I have been in quarantine, like I've been forced to pray. So have you had any moments like that where it's like things that aren't normally part of your DNA are starting to come out?
Yeah, I think I actually agree with that. I think the concept of prayer for me has been something that I've been like working through this past year, just in general of understanding it in a new way. And sometimes it would get me frustrated. But then with all this time and being able to kind of think about life more in general as a whole, I've found myself being in prayer more and like writing down my prayers, which has been interesting. It's been really, really special. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your prayer like posture? Morning, afternoon, evening, journal, Bible? Like what is the scene? Lay it out for me when you're praying.
The scene?
What's the scene like?
I mean, I don't even know if there's like a official scene. It just kind of happens.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Either just like throughout the day, if something comes to mind. I think when it comes to like writing them down, that's when more like in the evening time, if I'm like going to bed, I just put a note on my phone because I'm not like the big journaler, but writing in my phone's really easy. So yeah.
What has God been teaching you in this season? Speaking of prayer.
I think something that came up last night actually, and I like texted Taylor at midnight because I was like, I can't forget this. It's like midnight thoughts.
That'd be a great podcast, by the way. Just we'll log that in for later.
Perfect. It was like because right now, like I feel like I have this like really, really deep longing just to hang out with people still. Yeah. And I'm so excited for the day where I get to do that and like not feel bad about it.
Totally.
And like see them face to face. Cause like this is great and FaceTime is great. But like I just really love like the interaction in real time.
Yes.
And then I was thinking to myself last night, like, what if like that depth of the longing is how I felt about Jesus and like seeing him. And so I think right now, like that's what I've been learning.
That's really
it's just
good.
Like, do you actually seek me in that way, or are you just kind of going through your life and ignoring it?
Wow. So this time has shown you how deeply you can long for someone, and you're like, is it in the right spot? That's really, really, really good. That reminds me of Augustine, or Augustine. He talks about the order of our loves in our heart. And that's something that I've been really wrestling with this break of like, man, I really love a lot of things, but I don't love the supreme thing most. And quarantine's a good time to really take stock of that. And it's a good time to really, think through where our priorities are, because what else are we going to be doing? Like, what have you been doing? Like I've been asking people, like, what do you do on a daily basis?
Yeah, honestly, like, I don't even know like how I spend my time these days. It just happens.
It's 8 p.m. Crazy.
Like you watch movies, you do some homework.
Yep.
You sit around and think.
Yeah. You don't leave the house, but you kind of can leave the house. Like you feel really weird about it. Everybody's wearing a mask. Yeah. What do you think about this phenomenon of people who like, because you live in an area where there aren't a lot of walkers now, but I'm sure when, right when this whole stay at home thing happened, people were going to Del Cerro, people are walking around. What do you think of this whole phenomenon of people who aren't even like looking other people in the eye? Like they're not even smiling. Like they're afraid of catching the virus. Have you noticed this?
I honestly haven't been out of my house a whole lot, so it's hard to know.
Okay, so just among your family, are they looking you in the eye? Are they talking? Are they smiling at you?
No, they've ignored me for these 2 weeks.
Crazy.
Going on. No, what's actually interesting though is you mentioned Del Cerro, and people would come here to walk all the time. Right. And then when the initial thing of not being able to go out and do things started happening, I saw more people out walking.
Yeah.
And then they closed the park. So they fenced it off. The trail is fenced off. Like no one can be here. So there's just nobody around.
That's crazy.
It's like just the people in the neighborhood. It's crazy.
That is so wild. Yeah. Megan and I went on the Saturday. They started like the quarantine, and it was like shoulder to shoulder on the trail. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was awesome. How have you been staying active and like just like moving in this time?
Moving.
Yeah.
My sister has roped me into doing this 3-minute plank thing for a few days. So there's that.
So you're gonna have a killer core at the end of this.
Hopefully, we'll see. Or I'll just gain like 20 pounds from the cookies.
Oh my gosh. My friend's calling it the COVID-19. That's what we're all gonna gain out
exactly. of it. Yeah.
We're all gonna get the COVID-19.
I think so. It'll probably happen.
I hope not. That's really fun.
I hope not too.
That's really good. What are some habits that you have in this time? And you kind of hit on this already, but what are some habits or some things that you're learning in this quarantine season that you hope to bring out of the quarantine season and into your regular life whenever that starts again?
I really hope that I continue to pray more like this, and just allow that to be part of my day. And also I'm always been a big advocate for sleep and getting enough sleep. But I think especially in this time, I've allowed myself to sleep in and take naps and all that. And I saw on, I think that was Corey who also said something like that on these. And I just really want to keep doing that.
Right.
And get outside more. And I think before this, I would just get caught up in school and just do all the things and just kind of go through it. Just power it all out. But I've had so much more time to just think about life these days, and maybe just more time spent processing what's going on and valuing people and relationships. That'd be good.
Yeah. I hear a lot of that. We're trying to, again, that longing and that desire for people and interaction, carrying that over. I was talking to Kevin George the other day, who's the IT director at church. And he was saying we all see how technology can help us, but we lean too much on it when we don't need to. And so after this time, he's hoping to see kind of a different, we all start to lean on relationships the way that we're leaning on technology right now. What's your app of choice? Is it Zoom? Is it House Party? Is it Blue Jeans? Is it Google Hangout? What's your video chat of choice?
I think I've been using Zoom more often because I do classes with Zoom.
Yeah. But
I love House Party best because you get to play games and I'm all the games.
Have you been on Zoom when someone changes their background?
Yes.
That's always so funny.
There was a couple girls last week or the week before in our impact group. I think Madison Plachta changed it to Guy Fieri.
Oh my gosh, that's hysterical.
It's so funny.
That is so funny.
We had Peppa Pig.
Oh, good. That's good. That's tasteful.
A lot of fun things.
We were I was Zooming with some friends, and they were just taking screenshots of the Zoom call and then making that the background. And so Megan and I were sitting shoulder to shoulder, and there's a little gap, and my friend screenshotted it and put himself in the gap. He's like, "Hey, broke quarantine." Just the stuff we do, which when we weren't quarantined is not funny at all. But now that I haven't been outside in so long, everything's funny. Everything's a good idea. You just miss it all so much. Well, yeah. Rachel, thanks for taking time out of your incredibly crazy spring break to talk to me and to so crazy. And to share a little bit about what's going on. And so I'll end this by asking the question I ask everybody. One piece of content that's bringing you joy in quarantine: movie, book, TV show, podcast, something that you're doing that is bringing you joy that you want other people to experience. I was thinking about this because I knew this question was coming. So I've watched these. And I don't know if I've found one that I love and I've spent a lot of time with yet. I've kind of just been sprinkling through a couple different things. I recently saw a video. I know John Krasinski is making a YouTube thing called Some Good News. Right. And he's only had one episode, but that one made me really happy. It was spectacular. This can all be really stressful, but it was just all good news and fun things to listen to, make you happy. Yeah. That's generally the content people are engaging with. It's things that don't remind you of what's happening. So people are really into crazy Netflix shows or into The Office or just things that just we can kind of numb and just like breathe and it's nice. You said you've been watching some movies. What are some movies that you've been watching?
I was recently showed Apollo 13, old movie, but
great movie.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's the only one that comes to mind right now, but
you should keep doing like old classic movies you've never seen.
Surprisingly, I realize I haven't seen a ton of movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just need to maybe use this time for that.
Have you seen Forrest Gump?
In addition to other good things.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump. Oh, yes. I've definitely seen Forrest Gump.
What about...
That one's good.
Shawshank Redemption?
That one I've seen. That's also
those
good.
Are like the three.
Some movies.
Those are like the three. Apollo 13, Shawshank Redemption.
Tom Hanks movies?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's not in Shawshank.
No, but he could be. His spirit is in it. If you can feel, the essence of Tom Hanks, who is a coronavirus survivor. What a crazy world that we live in,
good.
Rachel. What are you looking forward to? Like, what's the first thing you're gonna do when we can leave the house again?
Oh, I want to hang out with people and give them hugs.
Oh, that's what Tiffany Adams said. She said she misses hugs.
Yeah.
Missing hugs. Well,
so much.
Until then, Rachel, thanks so much for chatting. I appreciate it. Enjoy your spring break.
Course.
Enjoy your wind chimes, and
thank you.
Send over some cookie recipes, and I would love to make some. I've been baking like crazy, and look out for episode 1 of Hunter and Rachel's Bake Show coming soon to YouTube. More bread and more cookies. All right. See ya. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hunter.